to Artie Lang News Center and our expert analysis.
Live at motherfucking 5, over now.
Bombshell tonight.
A white man driving, a stuff in his face.
Artie Lang, Don Ho. He's gambling on human lives.
Hi everyone, I'm Colleen May. Breaking news from the Channel 8 newsroom. Eyewitness News has learned that comedian Artie Lang was found dead in his hotel room at the Hard Rock. Lang was in Las Vegas for the taping of the Howard Stern show. The hotel has confirmed his death and says that Lang's girlfriend found his body around 7 o'clock this morning. He was taken to UMC where he was pronounced dead. We are following this breaking story, and we will of course update you as new information becomes available.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Look who it is, Artie Lang.
Don't make me break my foot off in your ass.
All right, this could be a classic. We got the Reverend Bob Levy, who absolutely, I love the fact that Bob has no hair dye, no trying to look young. You look like a hip James Caan when he was a little older. There's a lot of mileage on that face, and it's very it's very sexy.
A lot of pussy on that face, though.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It looks very fresh.
It does.
Off of the dye, though. Like, it's not all the way out.
It's you look good. You look fucking good.
I didn't get a haircut.
Again, great Nick DiPaolo joke about someone with jet black hair dye and a face like ours. Like if someone guesses your weight and their first guess is 28, the second is 73. That's fucking great. Yeah, the first guess. Yeah, HBO doesn't have a special for him. So, Joe Matarese too.
Yeah.
The great Joe Matarese and two of my favorite funny guys. We have to again. I'm gonna have one podcast a week called my 600-pound podcast, and we're gonna watch like Mystery Science Theater. Me and Joe were laughing, our jaws were hurting. Like to get funny people together to watch these shows. And what you have to do is this: we're gonna have to do what they call fat shame. The fact that these politically correct motherfuckers have now thought up a word for goofing on fat people, called fat shaming, and they treat it as if you're saying the N-word while you're raping a cat. Oh. The look on people's face. Do you know Joan Rivers would not have had a career without fat shaming? Elizabeth Taylor, she said she was fat on The Tonight Show every day for 40 years. Then she got a jewelry line.
It's true.
That's what happened, yeah. Where's the mayonnaise, Liz? And Johnny Carson laughed his ass off with a cigarette and an ascot.
Yep.
With Angie Dickinson's twat smell on his face.
Oh, God. He got a lot of pussy.
Oh, my God. That's the great thing. All these guys like Letterman, I love them, but they're self-deprecating with broads. Johnny Carson would interview a chick, and he could fuck her. And probably did.
He did, yeah. He had that look on his face.
Yeah.
He did.
While Ed McMahon was tied up in the corner watching with a scotch.
and no one was hotter than Angie Dickinson in those days.
Oh, my God. And you're right.
I loved her.
I think they all fucked her, too. I think Dean Martin had a shot on her.
They all got
She was like nude old in movies, and you'd be jerking off. I remember the Death Wish. Was she in Death Wish? No,
you know what she was? She was in The Killer. I know. Was she washing her pussy in the shower?
Yeah, what was that?
Big Bush, too. I remember how Bush was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
What movie was that?
What was the movie? Dan, you know what movie we were talking about? The Killer or something? The Killer Woman or the whore? Or
The Whore.
The Whore. I'm trying to do a new bit about how they just have absolutely abandoned any sort of creativity with porn movie names. They don't care anymore about trying to be clever. It's just, and all sequels. So it's like Big Fucking Black Tits 11.
It's like regular movies, Artie. Regular movies are like that.
Big Sweaty Puerto Rican Tits 9.
Nigger cock 7.
Well, that's what I mean. Well, and they're also politically correct. So they're like Big African American knees. 14.
Choke on this white bitch 23.
Well, yeah. An African American woman sweats and laughs at your penis 9.
You call that a cock 27?
What was that?
That was me.
Was that Angie Dickinson?
I don't know what the hell I was.
Was it Dressed to Kill?
Yes.
Dressed to Kill.
Dressed to Kill.
Shit.
Absolutely. Dressed to Kill.
Did Johnny have like a relationship with Angie Dickinson?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He did,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And Sinatra did too.
Yeah.
She was like a pinball ball. Boom, boom, boom.
Do it, bing, bing, ding,
Her and
ding.
Judith Exner too. The other one that Kennedy would just give to somebody. Whenever whenever Sinatra, let you into his crowd, he just let you fuck Judith Exner. Apparently, that was the initiation. She was a hot brunette. Kennedy got her.
Angie Dickinson, dead or alive?
I'm gonna say dead.
Alive.
She's alive.
She is.
I would have still fucked her.
She's
I'd fuck her now.
something. I just saw.
I would.
something.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't think she was alive.
I would dig her up and fuck her.
Yeah.
Wait, I could be wrong. Let me
I'd help you.
I'd help you.
Come on, okay, come on, Henry.
It's like the reverse.
What do you
of
want, a
Goodfellas.
leg, a wing?
We got to dig that up and fuck it tonight.
You know that cunt we buried a month ago? We
I would help
got to
her.
fuck it again.
We got to dig it up
can't
and fuck it.
Well, you can't fuck it. You just help me. I know what, Bob. You're done here. Thank you.
Put her legs down.
Fucking awful people. How dark Jimmy Conway was. We got to dig up that body we killed. Like, what a dark night. Like, imagine you're having fun. You might get laid. You're having fun. And all of a sudden, you're digging up a dead body from 6 months ago. With Joe Pesci next to you in an $8,000 suit. Go, what's the matter? You want some sausage and pepper?
After you just had dinner with your mother.
After you went This stuff is like leather. It's good, but boom, it's in your fucking belly. I love how Pesci gets mad. Mad because Leota's not saying anything. He gets aggravated with him. What's the matter? Something wrong with you? No, I'm just listening.
That's how those guys are,
He
though.
says, "Compare." Oh, I know. So a couple of guys I work with at the port, like on a dime, you could be talking about how much they love you, you love their family, and then he's saying, "Look, I'm going to kill you this afternoon." Mm-hmm. Like they get that mad. What did I do?
I'm more mean like the funny. Like I know guys like that
What do
you
you
grew
mean
up with that never did comedy, but they were just hilarious.
We're not trying to be funny.
No, but then they were just like,
Oh, dude, I'm by far not the funniest person.
no, but at least you're like I'm get real quiet around those loud Goomba guys that I grew up with.
Oh, I love it.
And they
It's
find
the
out I'm a
funniest
comedian, and
shit.
they're
Oh, yeah.
just like, what the fuck? How are you a comedian? What the fuck? They get so mad.
Well, when I left the port, they were very. That was an insult because quite frankly, a lot of people. It was a favor to get me that job.
Yeah.
My buddy came up to me, who had some connections down there. I mean, that's not the kind of job you find in the newspaper.
No.
And said knew my old man had died and my family was struggling, and said I was trying comedy, but they were going, look, that's not going to happen. Obviously. They would say, when you don't make it. I mean, but they're playing the odds. Of course not. They would say, they would go, wait a minute, what are you going to do? What are you doing? You're show business. You got to feed your mother. What are you doing?
But were you funny around those guys?
Oh, yeah.
See,
Hilarious.
you're one of those guys that would be funny around them.
They would have say you should be a comedian. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
But we all know there's a big difference between that and getting on stage and being funny. It's like I'm sure if Mitch Hedberg walked down there, they would have thought he was a bore. Most people are kind of shy. I have the direct opposite experience that most comedians have. Like I remember getting out to L.A. with the writers on Mad TV. Like Patton Oswalt was a writer, and we would talk about high school, and I go, no, dude, I would have been the guy putting you in the lager. I said, no, I'm the guy. I knew the guy putting you in the lager. I would let you out.
No, you wouldn't have.
That was the guy I am.
Later, 2 hours later.
I would have beat the guy up who let David Cross out. I still want to find that do-good fucker.
That too good fucker.
Want to find that after-school do-good asswipe. Let David Cross out. Yeah, the first 30 seconds I was in L.A. in the writers' room, I almost threw David Cross off a roof. No. But what a fucking aloof piece of shit.
I talked about this recently. I don't know if you agree. I find that the guys that can be really just fucking funny when you're hanging out with them,
Right.
And I don't mean this as a slam against you. I'm not even saying you're this guy. No, because you're not.
Right.
But a lot of those guys that have so much charisma that they're just fucking hilarious to be around,
Right.
usually aren't as good at writing like clever jokes.
I'm
the guy.
I'm not good at writing a clever joke.
But yes, you are.
Well, and first of all, you are talking about me. Secondly,
No, I'm not.
You've been eyeing him the whole fucking time.
I am not. No, I'll
I
tell you
am.
what I am. That's why the radio was a godsend for me. As far as being quick on the radio, I'm good at that. That's what. But the joke doesn't get any better. Like if you gave me 3 weeks, the joke would not get better as the one I thought of that.
But
I'm not a joke writer.
He's off
But
the cuff.
every time I've gone on to shows where you go, dude, send me the subjects where I got to write jokes for like different talk show appearances, like with Chelsea Handler, all those shows where you get the news item and you got to write a joke in 2 hours. Every time you send me jokes when I've gone to you on a subject, you got really good ones fast.
I only write good jokes with you. For you. I'm sorry. No, I know. Listen, of course, the jokes are good enough to where I make a living I've made a living in comedy for a long time, but I'm saying I excel. I got very lucky in comedy in the sense that I found what I'm best at. I'm not saying it's great. I found what I am best at.
Right.
A lot of
That's
people
the key.
and when I got on Howard and he allowed me to be funny in that setting, it was as if I was at the port with those guys hanging out.
Exactly.
And Howard, brilliantly enough, groomed the show towards that. Like when he would open up to me and we were close and he would be actually complimentary, he said, the entire show was geared towards you because you were so good at that. Which was like that was better than an Emmy for me. The fact that he would say something like that. He goes, it became less preparation because I didn't want you to know. I wanted you to not know what we were going to talk about. And I trusted you'd be funny no matter what I brought up, And I didn't have to be there late to write bits. He goes, because quite frankly, I don't think writing bits was what you were. And he was right. I would try to write for him. Like in that Jackie chair. Well, Bob, from sitting there. And, he never used any of my jokes. And I couldn't write in his voice. He used all of Benji's, and I thought I was going to get fired for it. And this is one of those classic life things where you fail upwards. Him and Gary said after the show, we got to talk to you about the jokes. And I said, oh, my God, I got to fire me. And he said, I'm just going to leave your mic on the whole time. He goes, don't write a joke. When you think of something funny, just say it. I go, what do you mean? He goes, just your mic. You're the only other person. He goes, even Robin, I turn her mic down. You're going to be the only other person. The mic is always on.
Because all you seen was papers flying in the air in the background.
But Fred was excelling. Fred did everything well.
Fred and Benji, and I must admit,
Benji at that particular thing is amazing. Howard never gives Benji props. Howard uses, I'm going to say, 99%
of what he writes.
Of what Benji wrote.
He definitely did.
In any context. And that is that is hard to fucking do.
And people don't know that.
And Jackie sort of invented it. And Fred can do it too. Fred as an afterthought could do it. Fred would be playing a sound effect and just put the fucking mark in his mouth, write something down, and it would be the funniest line of it.
Exactly.
I for some reason I couldn't write in Howard's voice, and he said, look, there's no pressure, but this show's important to me, and it's in your hands here. And I said, well, if I suck, he'll fire me in a couple weeks. But
that's when it excelled, but it really did excel.
But you don't realize what that little decision did for my career. I was on the air all the time on that show.
Well, Howard was very good at seeing what the talent was.
Right, absolutely. But he
was,
and he was just single. It's all about time in life. He had just become single. He didn't want to stay there late. He wanted to get the fuck out, and that's what. With Jackie, he said we were there like 10 o'clock trying to write stuff. He goes, "Well, I'll get up and I'll talk about what I was doing this weekend, and you'll make it funny."
That's how it's supposed to be. That's how your mind works, and a lot of other people like us work.
Well, I didn't know I was even a little bit decent at it, and because of the Norm Show getting canceled and my other stuff and my other career failing kind of, and not being good at writing that stuff, and the timing of his life and everything, blah blah blah, I hit the lottery with that, And some comics never do, find that thing. Jeff Ross said about roasting, he goes, this is my Yankee Stadium.
Right.
He even admitted, he goes, he's a great stand-up. He goes, I'm great at that roasting. Geraldo was starting to find that, and, I found the one thing that can make me from a C- to maybe a B- celebrity on a good day and make way more money and, take care of my mother. It was a big deal. And now, this is the most fun I've ever had in my fucking life. This is the first time I've ever really been uncensored. If I could figure out a way to make the even half the money I was making, I have an income here, but that's it's not what I can. I gotta still the row with Bob.
T-shirts, baby, T-shirts.
But this environment, like the other day what we did, Joe, you have, and when Bobby comes in, it happens all the time. what if show business was just that? Like we could make enough of a living where we were that funny, had that much fun watching that show, doing something really edgy, like watching fat people and goofing on it, and no holds barred.
Dream.
And being funny and edgy, and then doing stand up. And that's it. That's show business.
Yeah.
We're always waiting for a show, a sitcom. I did it all. I did a sitcom. I did a sketch comedy show. Nothing, of course, was this fun. And I'm better at it than though. But it's always got to be something else.
Yeah.
And I blew a lot of money on fucking drugs.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, God, the money I spent. Jesus Christ. So yeah, we got Joe, we got Bobby, and Joe. You said you're working New Year's Eve. We'll do plugs before and after. How about that? We'll do. Joe,
I'm just plugging the gig that you're doing with me.
Right.
We're doing the live podcast with you, Jim Norton, and Anthony Cumia on the 13th of December.
Now, is that all of us together?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
You'll be all on stage together.
Oh wow.
It'll be a round table.
Wow.
Yeah.
With
all right.
3 people, it's going to be around.
Should that be fun, or should it be
fun?
separate?
I mean, I think radio fans are going to be. It's basically Anthony and Jimmy and me from Stern. That's going to be. It should be good. It might suck. I gotta tell you, I mean, I never listened to Opie and Anthony because I was on Stern. They got popular while I was living in LA, but a lot of kids who grew up listening to Howard with me, whose opinion I respect about comedy, always said, it's the first time people are kind of. Bobby can't the sipping.
I know. No, I did it.
Jesus,
I'm
what
sorry.
was that?
Oh.
I'm thinking of Angie Dickinson's
I know,
pussy.
I know.
Sorry.
He was doing it last year. Last week I had to tell him to stop that.
I
It's
won't
so
do it no more.
disconcerting.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I mean, that's how people drink coffee. But I mean, just please try to remember.
I know. I'm on a mic.
I have weird. No, you know what? I have weird.
It's hard because I'm at your house. I feel like I'm just hanging out. That's why you don't realize you.
Well,
my pants ain't
it's
on.
more me. It's more me because I have weird things like that. I'm a disgusting person. You think I wouldn't care about that? Yeah. But there's something about that. Like it's like listening to someone saw my mother's arm off with a rusty nail.
They can get tickets to that on JoeMatarese.com.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, man. And I was in LA when they got big Opie and Anthony. Now I've done both shows with those guys.
There's a band playing too, so you might sing a couple of tunes with them if you want.
Band.
Get Artie up there to sing some
that'll be perfect.
Bob Seger.
That'll be perfect to hear some songs right in the middle of the punchline.
No, I mean it's like we're doing it like a talk show format. They're going to be the house band of the talk show.
It should be great. It should be. That's really gonna. I mean, that's there you go.
Why don't you try getting a real band for once?
I was gonna have your kid on the next one.
Yeah.
Well, again, Bob doesn't want to put too much pressure on his son, so he's telling people he plays the bass like John Entwistle.
Well, you're gonna see very soon what happens there, my friend.
Bob, I'm not saying he's not great. I'm arguing for the kid. That's a lot of pressure on him.
He said McCartney to me.
Well, that's the bass. That's a step down. Entwistle's better than McCartney.
No, Paul is a genius on the bass.
You think so? Better than Entwistle? Paul is a genius. What are you having lunch with him?
No, if you watch the way he played, and
I'm just saying,
amazing.
you should say Paul McCartney.
No,
I know he was great, but I'm saying Entwistle was. Come on.
Yeah, but
I'm not a music guy, and I could tell that the bass is unbelievable in those songs.
Yeah, but it's the band. You have to play what goes with the band with that song.
Right,
and
so
most of the Beatles songs back then were, and the Who was fucking Pete Townsend doing anything, and then fucking Entwistle doing anything,
but
and
it worked.
Yeah, Keith Moon doing everything, and it was the fucking greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I know. So that as musicians, everyone even says that Entwistle. He put out jazz albums.
Yeah,
with that, with the bass. In my generation, that one bass thing.
Oh yeah.
And that look on his face, all bass players, they just sit there like they're in a coma. Bill Wyman, you should watch the documentary, Let's Spend the Night Together. The Stones on the Road in 1981. All right. Keith Richards is doing that thing he does. Ronnie Woods is running around, cigarettes in their mouth, laughing and smiling. And Mick Jagger jumps around like he's on fucking, crystal meth.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Bill Wyman is not even. I don't think he's playing the bass.
And the way he held it too.
He's looking around for pussy. He looks like he's just looking at me like this. They go into Shattered. And he's lighting a cigarette. Somehow the song Shattered's playing, but he's clearly not playing an instrument. So, and then he looks like, and then he starts playing, and I don't think he'd ever needed to touch the bass.
That is true.
He played the bass like it was like a rifle, the way he had it straight up.
Exactly, almost like the old jazz bass that's straight up bass. But he again, he got to the point, and Charlie Watts has the same look on his face, like they're making $40 million. What do we got? Tell them nice.
Yeah.
The look Charlie Watts has on his face, it's as if he's brushing his teeth. And Bill Wyman he left the road. He actually said, "Look, I got enough. I can't play Brown Sugar anymore." Because I can't do this anymore. I'm bored to death.
He said that?
Yeah, he goes, he had that smoking hot for 50
Yeah, that's what
wife.
it was. He got that young fucking girl that was fucking unbelievable. And
Bill, he said, I can't believe these guys want to keep doing this.
No.
And he just, that's what, boom, that, because you have to look casual doing it.
I think it's the road, too. Like, a lot of those guys.
Brutal.
Like, I forgot, I was going to ask you this on the last podcast, because it was in the news like a week before that, and you probably had already talked about it with Bob Dylan doesn't go to accept his Nobel Peace.
Yeah.
And I said, as a performer, it was probably like, I don't feel like getting on a fucking another airplane.
Listen, there's partly that, but I really think he just doesn't care about anything anymore. I mean, I bet that's been the truth for a long time. What else? He could probably care, just another thing in his house.
Just send it to me.
And what else am I going to... And also he's going to go, what else am I going to say about my career? What am I going to say? I said it all, man. I told you what I meant by blowing in the wind 50 years ago. I got nothing else, man. For a little while, nothing keeps you people away from me. For 8 years in the 80s, I didn't make any sense on the mic, and you still came. Right. It was all for 8 years. He'd be like, man, like, I can't get rid of you people. I'm Letterman. Letterman used to goof on. He used to do the Letterman every once in a while. I guess the record company would make him. Letterman would go, I don't know what Bob just said, Paul. I thought I knew that song. And he would, with such disdain and contempt for like the audience, like, and someone's like saying, get out of here, get out of here. And they kept coming. They kept fucking coming. And he keeps writing because he's an artist. I guess he has to express himself.
Yeah.
And anything. Kennedy Center honor, God Award, Jesus is giving you his award. I don't care. You're jaded. God damn it. He had such funny. If you watch some of those old interviews with him, and they're available now, with the great world of YouTube, man, those deep dark alleys of YouTube, you find he was telling people like, look, I don't want you to come to my house in Woodstock. I don't know about saving your life. Mm-hmm. I'm not God. I'm not a voice of a generation. I'm a guy who wanted to be Elvis. He would say, he goes, I'm more shallow than you think. I wanted to be Elvis Presley. I wanted pussy. And that's what he did. He just got pussy those first few years. He came, Then he sees Manny at the Cafe Wa. Manny tells him he's boring. You know that old story when Manny was there, supposedly, when he gets off the bus or something?
No.
Manny owned the Cafe Wa when Dylan, the guy from the Cellar. Mm-hmm. The guy who owned the Comedy Cellar is dead now. Great guy.
He has like old recordings of Dylan, supposedly.
Well, he was at the Cafe Wa. Dylan walks in as a 21-year-old and auditions, and he goes, I don't like it. You're boring. Because you have no charisma. And so the story is Dylan goes around the block to the Gaslight, and they like him, and that's where he makes. And I had about 7 conversations with Manny. I didn't know him as well as some of those other guys, but I made him tell me about that because I love that history. Mm-hmm. And I go, and he went around the block and became Bob Dylan. He goes, I missed that one. Wow. Missed that one.
I don't feel bad that they don't use me that much. You fucking made a mistake on Dylan too.
From now on, Joe, you can, same thing with Dylan. But what he did, supposedly he was there, he liked Hendrix. And here's the thing, what's great about the history of the Cellar is those stories aren't bullshit. Yeah, he owned that place. Yeah, that's the corner. Mm-hmm. The Cafe Wa is still there. It's still there. The bands aren't as good anymore.
They play fucking cover tunes now on the weekends.
Look, when the 80s, I used to go to the Village all the time in the 80s. Me and my buddies, on Friday night, and that entire Bleecker Street was nothing but like Doors cover bands. But they played, it sounded exactly like the Doors. And we would get drunk, and it was like the Doors were playing. Pussy all over the place. The back fence was right in the heart of it, and they would have acoustic guitar, and we would yell out stuff, and a guy with a guitar would play it. And 1988, I'm 19 years old, fake ID. Who walks right by as I'm walking out? Gary Delabate with a big mullet and a good-looking blonde that was taller than him. And my buddy Joey Truncal, who was as big a Stern fan as you can imagine, said, "Artie, it's Baba Booey." I look over. I got a chance to apologize to Gary about 15 years later. I look over and I find myself 2 inches from Gary's ear. And I went, Papa Booey! It was so obnoxious, Gary remembered it.
No way.
He goes, Art, I think I remember that.
Oh, my God.
He was with a chick.
Oh, my God.
Cut to 2 years later, I'm at a Yankee game. My buddy taps me, ossified drunk. That was a thing I did. And I would bet a lot of money on a Yankee game and then not remember it. And my buddy says, look behind you, stuttering John Melendez with a good-looking brunette. And I went up to him and I went, Papa Booey! God. John, this is what I remembered because we talked about it on the ride home. John was yelling at me to get out of his face, and there was spit coming out of his mouth going right onto his girlfriend.
Oh, God.
It was a chilling night. Let me get out of me. Get me out of my face. I should have said to him, you know, I'm going to make this up to you. About 15 years later, I'm going to buy you lunch every day for 4 years.
Imagine if you said that.
No, I know. Yeah. Bob, imagine if I said that. That would have been something if I said that. No, imagine if I had a crystal ball and I said, yeah, I'm going to buy you lunch at the most expensive diner in Manhattan every day for 4 fucking years. Oh, and then I'm going to do 4 shows of stand-up, an hour apiece after you do 2 minutes on Gary's Teeth. And split the money with you. Okay, whatever. If you're going to do that, then fine.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that really happens. Okay, fine. What year's that going to happen? I'll wait for you then. So what you're saying is you buy me lunch?
Then I took him to Florida, and John got mad at me because he made fucking 10 times the money. He didn't realize what was going on.
Well, I said, John got mad at me. John, we live in a capitalist country. So what, I going to do you a favor? I didn't realize that. Again, I didn't do stand-up for 4 months on Howard because I wanted to. I actually did something right for a change. I sat down. I said, I'm going to take this job seriously. I was like, I said, I'm going to go to sleep every day. And I just got this apartment where we are right now. And it was summertime when I started to do that show 2 days a week. It was Thursdays and Fridays, and I heard the pussy partying across the street. I heard it, and I have this apartment. This apartment's a closer. And I made myself go to sleep and, get up and do that. And then for 4 months, I didn't do stand-up. And John took me up to Boston, and he said, why don't you go last because you got the Florentine doesn't want to go last. I said, all right. And I go, these Stern people, if they hate me, just I might have to bail and everything. And when John mentioned my name, it was the biggest cheer I ever heard in my life. I said, oh, my God, this is so great.
Yeah.
How is this happening on my favorite show? This never happened. I was never successful. I was like, I'm on something that's a hit. Man, TV wasn't a hit. It was like stuff with, I had no part of it being a hit, but I jumped on when it was a hit. But I was the pressure of I could only have fucked it up.
Why wait?
I think back now, I could only have fucked it up. But that radio, the intimacy of radio fans is the most intimate thing. They knew everything you said.
Yeah.
And I was shallow. Florentine, when I got on stage, said, dude, you're going to make a lot of money. I said, yeah. I'll probably turn back to drugs, my friend.
You got Levy's number?
I know exactly what's going to happen. I knew I was probably going to overextend myself, and what happened. I didn't think I'd stay on myself. That was extreme.
That's what a lot of comedians would do, though.
I did. Well,
we have that brain.
If you don't come from money, too, you go you get offered. I was talking to me and Attell were starting to make a lot of money at the same time because he was hit with insomnia, and he was always like, you'll get addicted to the money. And I said, you're right, I'm addicted to the money. And you book yourself 3 weekends in a row because they're offering you more money than my father made in a year. Yeah. I said, and sure, I'll go to St. Louis. And the stand-up was so easy because they yelled out what was on the show that morning. Those crowds. Yeah. And I always said, you know what, that theory people had where take shittier comics than you to follow them. It's easier. I said, no, I want to bring the funniest guys because I want the show to be great. Because I wanted the most experience the whole thing, and because I can take advantage of this time in my life where here's how big the Howard Stern show is. I can follow guys that are funnier than me because I'm on the show. And certainly I think Joe's a better comedian than I am. Bob, I think so. I think so too. I told you all the time. But Nick DePaul.
That's not what you usually say, though. I'm just kidding.
I mean, to your face.
When you're around.
What do you have, my fucking place tapped? No. But here's the best compliment I can give somebody. Here's how much the Stern Show crowd. I could follow Nick DePaul in Boston. That doesn't happen. No. Because Nick kills everywhere, but in Boston with those local references, the walls move.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, the first time I took him, I said I shouldn't have done this. This is too much. But that Stern Show, they immediately just went back to what happened that morning, and that was it. That's how big of a deal that job was for a comedian. Mm-hmm. I said I'm going to overextend myself.
It was a perfect timing. I think.
But Joe's right. It's a mistake to think there should have been a balance, which I know nothing about at any level.
I don't think any of us do in this room.
Colin Quinn called me up and said, "Congratulations! I'll give you 3 weeks."
Well, even Bill Burr, has a really funny bit about how, with Tiger Woods,
right.
there's no book to teach anybody how to handle fame. There isn't.
Right.
Like, what did you expect him to do when there's all these gorgeous women waiting for you? No one knows how to handle that.
I did it. I went through that. Yeah. I don't care. This stuff is happening with Dana. I don't care what she thinks anymore.
It's going to make... when you say it makes your small weakness a big weakness.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. You got a little bit of a drug problem, now you got a big drug.
It amplifies all of that.
Yeah.
And that would happen if I was a longshoreman, quite frankly.
But it was the greatest time ever.
No, it was. It was. I had that first week in Vegas, and again, I'm not apologizing to Dana. Dana did some things I'm not going to... Time moves on. There's a statute of limitations on relationship, too. Mm-hmm. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
More Mr. Nice Guy.
That first week with Stern, we were in Vegas for 4 days. I fucked 11 strippers. Strippers. The people who knew me before show business, they know how I am with women. They cannot. Yeah, a retard could have fucked chicks, and quite frankly, I did. I could have tripped into pussy. Howard had Beth. Fred doesn't do that shit. Benji looks like Benji. Robin's a chick. I was the guy.
Exactly.
I was the guy who said to a stripper, "Yeah, my mic's on all the time, honey. What's your website?" Do we want your website to crash or don't we?
But isn't the number one question, like the fans always ask, though, would you do it again that way, or would you go back? If you could go back, start it all over, is there a moment where you would go the other way?
Great question. Here's how pathetic I am. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have a choice. I'd fuck up naturally. I would naturally fuck up.
No, but if you could pick a moment where you go, this was the
play
moment.
Conservative?
You can't play conservative.
The moment, pick a moment. It's when I said, yeah, I'll take the job.
I'm trying to think if there's
you mean in life or like
no, right at the Howard Stern show starting, it's starting to get big, and if there was something like where you could have done something slightly different with your career, or maybe in a relationship, or whatever. Is there any thing where you go, if I could have did this, then
in a relationship,
the whole thing wouldn't have.
That's not going to work. A relationship.
I don't even mean him going. Or he's going to go to the bathroom. Okay. I don't even mean him going into a relationship. Just anything. If there was a moment where you go, fuck that thing. I shouldn't have done that.
Everybody looks back at that and says, fuck it, I did it, and you move on from it. That's what you have to do in life. You don't apologize for what you did.
I'm not telling.
You try to be a better person.
I'm not saying apologize. I was just curious if there was something that he goes, hey man, if I could have done this.
You become soft if you act like that. If you tell someone to go fuck off, you meant it and you live by it. And that's the way you don't look back on shit.
That's a popular question. If you could go back, because they always say to me, you got a wife and kids, maybe that slowed your career down. If you could go back, would you just not do it? That's what they always say.
If you call it a C word, you can't go back.
Bob, that was incompetent.
Well, she called you.
Yeah, there was one thing. There was one. I had one girlfriend whose sister was dating a black girl. I probably wouldn't say one thing. Listen. I definitely would not have opened that water park in Flint, Michigan.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, you know what a Flint thing. You don't have it in Flint?
God. Oh, no, God. Jesus Christ, Joe. You are the
you
dumbest
know,
fuck
you
I
know.
ever met.
You know, right? The water system got forget about it.
Forget it, Joe.
If you go home and Google that, you're gonna laugh your ass off. The worst water crisis in the history of human beings.
I do know about it.
It was bad.
Put it this way: 1,000 black kids have a stomach full of lead, and it's not bullets.
No.
For once.
Well, that was the joke.
I know. I had to explain it for Joe because he didn't know about the fucking water.
That's true. That is disconcerting. Well, because comedy's about current events.
It's late and I'm tired, and I took the water park as that's what happened. But you're making a joke that you opened the water park.
What are you talking about?
No, there was the problem with the water.
It's a bad
out there.
investment.
Yeah.
Right. I got
and
that.
he opened it at that time.
But what did you do? I don't understand.
But you were making a joke. Like I took it as the news story was someone opened a water park. You're making
no!
a joke.
My joke is of me.
I got you. That you opened a water
Right.
park.
It's a complete fiction.
Yeah, like bad timing. That's
Well, no,
what
he
it-
knows that
Gotcha.
part.
Yeah, okay. So
But he thought
I'm a little
somebody-
slow. It's late. It's late for a dad.
it's late.
Already probably got up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. No,
What time did you sleep till today?
Well, no, I had to get up for something, right? No, I
Did you?
didn't.
No, that was last week.
something.
That was last
I
week.
dreamed I got up at 8.
Then I went back
A sandwich. That's the end
I have to. Dan gets up and puts those unhip sweatpants on. And goes, Dan, that sweatpants. You look like you're 111 years old.
What are
They're
they?
Nike sweatpants.
Yeah, but there's a lot of goofs wear Nike. Though I told you, the homeless guy wears Nike. He looks terrible. He looks homeless. I don't know. You know what, Joe? What would I do different? It's like I don't know. Here's the positives on paper of my life. I made enough money to take care of my mother. In I bought her a home that's very safe. Right now, she unfortunately needs nursing, but and the type that's the best kind. Obviously, insurance doesn't cover, and I can afford that. She has a live-in nurse that she loves, that I trust. That makes she's a million times happier. Any type of care she needs, I bought her a safe, nice car. She doesn't IRAs. I set her up with. She's living like royalty financially.
Right.
But of course, and my old man put that boulder of guilt on me. Take care of your mother. As a man from North Jersey, I think that means money. But of course, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
I realized when I lived in LA for 6 years. She goes on every. I'm like, well, you just got out of jail, and you're still out there. I don't know everything's all right. I'm out there having a blast, and she's like, I'm in jail still.
Well, it's not like you didn't have a jacket.
No, I have a jacket or a meatball sub. I don't know if I told the fans that story again. Peter
told it
Principato-
off the air.
Peter Principato. Peter's the guy who. By the way, it's a personal victory on my part. People have T-shirts that they made up that say, "I've been good all week. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna get the pancakes." Show them the Joe. The
I've seen
T-shirts
them.
are made
the
up.
T-shirt.
That entire saying, "I've been good all week. I'm gonna go ahead."
I've seen them online.
That's how he broke up a meeting, a breakfast meeting. That was
One sentence
it was-
across the whole shirt.
Right, it is. Yeah. That's what it says.
It's
And
like
then-
a kicker's name on the
And
back
then
of
it
his
says,
jersey.
yeah, and this is Artie Lang doing Peter Principato.
It's a 6X shirt, but
I do a joke about Chano Chocinco changed his Spanish name to his jersey number in Spanish. That became his name. I said, I don't have a jersey, so my name is going to be my cholesterol level in Spanish. Artie Cuatro Dos Ocho, which is 428, which is on the high side. He's the guy. So he's a fat guy, 400-pound guy. And to break up a breakfast dinner with a guy who, an NBC executive, okay, this is what we're up against. This is what comedy changed. From Dice and Kinnison to this. What do I know? I'm a gay Jew from Scarsdale. Every time you pitched a joke, it would bomb, and you say that out loud at a restaurant. But what do I know? I'm a gay Jew from Scarsdale. I think he went on to create Survivor. Him and Peter both $1 billion. I'm doing a show in the kitchen with Levy. So
nice kitchen.
No, I love you. So that guy, again, it was very nice. He left his desk at William Morris, his commercial empire there, when he found that I got arrested for possession of cocaine in Los Angeles. And my mother was in tears, and my sister left her job. What Stacey did for me is unbelievable. She's working at Ralph Lauren as a designer. Hard to.
Are you serious?
Forget about Mike. Yeah, you got that bulletin? Yeah, she was a designer.
That's great.
I said, Ma, you should cheer up. One night she was watching the Stern Show on the E! Channel, and I was there co-hosting it, and Howard was wearing a shirt my sister designed.
Wow.
Not bad. But of course I was in jail. There's extremes with me. So Yeah, so and then Quincy Jones, man, what a man. He did me a solid. That is a good man. He fucking made sure I got extra phone calls and everything. And I called my mother at 3 a.m. Literally, there's a blood in a crip in jumpsuits waiting to use the phone. I guess they had connections too. And I called their cell block. I called their cell block the sickle cell block. The guards are still laughing. Sickle cell block. I'll say it again. Still laughing, the guards. They still use that.
They still use
I should get royalties. I think it spread to other prisons. What's funnier than that? Anyway. So,
it's funny.
Come on, that's great. It's good stuff. I think I gave that to you at a roast once. So I get my mother on the phone. She's crying, and she goes, Artie, and again, such a mama's boy guinea move, but she goes, Stacy's coming. She has a meatball sandwich for you. Oh. Now, when I tell you, that was nice, Bob. Oh, that was very nice. That was and that was real.
It was.
It was. And listen, I made the same noise. I think in front of a blood and crib. I went, Yo, your mother making meatballs? Yo, what, man? Yo, this greasy motherfucking meatball. Yo, this greasy motherfucking meatball. Yo, you greasy motherfucker there. Let go my dago. Let go my dago. You gonna make waffles too, boy? Let go my dago. You gonna make waffles. No, Darius, it's actually not waffles. Yeah, my name is Darius. That's my brother. Sorry. I mistook you for him, brother. The orange jumpsuit looks the same. Yo, man, make a meatball again. It's gonna be fun out in the yard, man. We're gonna be out in the yard, man, with meatball. Gonna shower you, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, man. Bring those meatballs to shower. If they get wet, they're not good. Just bring them in the shower, boy. All right, fine. I'll bring them in the shower. Anything else you need? Yeah, man. I want some extra toilet paper. You got your own cell, right? Bring it over there, man. Bring that to the shower. So you want toilet paper and meatballs in the shower? Yeah. That it? I'll let you know. There might be more on that list. The guy who gives you the book somewhere. The library guy will tell you. Okay, I developed a lot of friendships. So I showered at LA County Jail. I showered. I was never so happy to be fat and ugly in my life. I don't look like Blair. I look like Blair Underwood or Don Lemon. What if you look like Don Lemon in that shower? Oh, well, he's a yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a sandal.
That would be like New Year's Eve for him.
Yo, Don, man. Hey, Don, what's the news, baby?
The news is my dick going in your ass.
Hey, it's Darius' brother. What's the news, Don? Hey, Don, what the fuck did your ass do? What you doing in there, man? You being persecuted? Yo, man, you up for the cause, bro. That's right. Every night, the motherfucker out of this bullet pole pit. Yeah. Where's Chris Cuomo? He coming in there? That's a cute motherfucker. Yeah, man, Don for the cause. Yo, Don, I heard you flimsy. You're gonna like this, Don. You're gonna love the shower. You're gonna love all these meatballs. We're gonna bring some meatballs. Here's on the menu. All his mama's meatballs and Don Lemon's ass. With a side of lemon. We're gonna have all the meatballs with lemon vinaigrette. Yeah, baby.
It ain't holding the meal.
Lemon in your ass. Yep. And then Peter Principal gonna eat the sandwich. How do you know about that? Yeah, I just know about it. He knows, Peter. Did you see Darius? I was up at the vineyard with Darius. The vineyard. So listen, the food in that place was so disgusting. I remember like LA County's. I got to know the cycle on Thursdays. It was this stale noodle with brown gravy. Noodle with brown, the brown gravy wasn't even cooked. It had like a film on it.
Like chunks?
Yeah, like a film. Like stale. Like they chiseled it out.
How long were you there?
A month and a half. That's a long story.
Did you have conjugal visits?
Quincy Jones, with Darius. Yo, all man, it's your conjugal visit. Good news, man. Nah, the broad that was coming, we intercepted that bitch. Yeah, no, she's over at the sickle cell block. By the way, that's very funny. A lot of brothers say that's funny. We overheard that you named it the sickle cell block with the guard. That's funny. So, yeah, your bitch is in the sickle cell block. She thinks it's funny too, motherfucker. No, I'm your conjugal visit. Now, let's get to this. Let's get to this. I'm videotaping L.A. Law. Yeah, I'm videotaping Twin Peaks. Was 1995. Yeah, I'm VCR on that shit. So let's get right to it. Just roll over, you fat motherfucker. Fat, greasy. When them meatballs coming? We got your bitch and your meatballs, your jacket. And it's time to take your dignity. You're about to lose your rectum virginity. Whenever you shit, you're going to think Darius. Oh, boy, could you imagine? Whenever you think, man, I got to shit, you're going to think Darius. I'm going to be the tramp stamp on your ass. Be like a black train going through a tunnel. Quite frankly, there's going to be a lot of moving matter around. There's going to be science, physics. Something's going to have to give. And it ain't going to be Darius' dick. It's going to be your ass. I'm going to blow out your O-ring.
Oh, God.
And then I'm going to watch Twin Peaks while I eat your mother's meatballs. And if it gets chilly, I'm going to put your jacket on while your conjugal visit blows me. Yeah. Happy you got the cocaine, motherfucker? Yeah, I just heard from the trustees up at the clothing, up at the wardrobe. Yeah, they lost that jacket. Can't find it. They didn't look on my back, of course. Because that's where it's going to be. I'll give you my address. You want to come get it? And we'll have another conjugal visit.
Bring another sandwich.
Yeah. If you got your from now, yeah, when you leave here, you're gonna be happy to have your freedom. Of course, you're gonna have to tie a rope around your ass so shit don't tumble out of it. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah, with a lot of you celebrities who get arrested, that's what happens a lot. Why do you think Michael Douglas' kid walks like that? Cameron Douglas. That was a fat ass. What the fuck? Who is that now? We're riffing here. Who is that? Look, what does it say there? No, Dan, you don't have to get up, Dan.
It says cell phone.
Dan, it's so annoying watching you walk around the table like that. Just let Bob read. Quite frankly, the water park in Michigan, terrible investment.
What feels better, eating a lot or gambling? Like
doing both.
It
depends on what you're eating.
As an action.
Yeah. It depends on what you're eating. If it's Giselle Bundchen's pussy.
Eating a cheeseburger, fucking a hooker while gambling.
But yeah, it's eating a cheeseburger off Giselle Bundchen's pussy. And well, my right eye can see
a game going that you got
the
points.
Giants getting the over. I said once on the Stern Show, they asked what the ideal date was. Just like feminists called them. And I said to Artie, what's your ideal date? I said, you're not going to like it. If I'm honest, we'll be honest. And I said, all right, I playing poker with my buddies all night. I win a bunch of money while we're watching a football game that I win a bunch of money on. Mm-hmm. Then at the end of the night, at about 3 a.m., I collect my winnings. Right before I go to bed, you run in, blow me, clean up, and leave. And without cleaning up, it's not a perfect. You have to clean up. Blow me first, then clean up. And get right to the cleaning up.
I think you're the only guy that ever scared that Osborne chick out of. Remember that one time in the Super Bowl they brought not Sharon, the daughter, into our room.
Oh yeah.
That was the funniest thing.
I had to concentrate on the game because I had a lot of money on the over, and so did my buddy Anthony. A bunch of us had a bunch of money on the over.
Yeah.
So the over had to come in, and it was like that game against Carolina. It was fucking the Patriots, Carolina,
and it was a big comeback at the end.
Yes, I remember. And the over came in. But, I didn't care about the line of the game. I needed a number. So the overs is such a fun thing to bet because if the ball gets intercepted, now you're just a fan of that team.
Yeah.
It's like you're afraid, whoever has the ball.
That's
So
your
if
team.
a guy throws an interception, you're like, no, not like you guys. And I want you guys. Score! Then he fumbles. No, I hate you guys. Somebody score.
That's hilarious.
And the great thing about an over as a bet too is, once you get it, you can't lose it.
You can't.
You won the game. Here's how much of a degenerate I am. I've gotten the over too early at times, and I went back and bet more shit.
Oh my god! In the middle of the game, you're placing bets.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that in Vegas. And I lost. I lost it back. Wow. And my check for that week doing stand-up, they had put on credit. I did stand-up, did 2 shows at the Hard Rock, and I gave them $12,000 for that privilege.
So there, we have the answer to the question earlier.
But
if you could go back, what would you do differently? And it's those bets in the middle.
What, I would have bet on Carolina.
No, yeah. He would have taken the under.
I would have bet do I know what happens? Do I know what happens not only in my life, but in football scores?
Yes.
If I know what happens in football scores, I'd quit Stern and just do that.
There's the pitch for the film, Artie's next movie. He has a flux capacitor, and you go back and just bet games.
Exactly.
Can you imagine that?
People were asking Nostradamus the wrong shit. Who cares if there was an ark? What the fuck did the Giants do? Yeah, I do want to know that. I do want to know is there going to be is there going to be a Hitler, and what will the Broncos do?
Artie just showed up at this Yankee game, and Artie Lang, do you guys know him? He just bet $500,000 that Reggie Jackson's going to hit 3 home runs. He's out of his fucking mind.
And he's 10 years old.
He's 10. Yeah. No, you're aging now.
Yeah.
Juskow does that during the show sometimes. You'll hear like a sound that came out of his microphone, or during one of the breaks there'll be a flat line, and then so I go to check it to make sure it was something that has to be taken out, and I'll call Dave the next day. I said, hey, why did you make that sound during the show? He goes, oh, I lost the bet on the Islanders. I go, no, you didn't. You said that he won. I changed it in the middle of the show. He had won the bet, and then he went and changed it for more.
Yeah,
in the middle of the show.
That's the story I just told.
Yeah.
You bet on hockey, dude?
No, well, that was just my buddy. That's the Ash Wednesday story that I told on Howard. That the kids were dumb thieves.
Oh yes, I remember that.
It was the greatest scam they found.
Yeah.
The NHL on Wednesdays scheduled one game at noon. There was one game that was an afternoon game. The rest of the schedule was at night, and you could put a bet in with this bookie in Staten Island up till 8 p.m. And the bookie the next day would just look at the scores. He wouldn't look at the time the games were played.
Yeah.
He would just look at the scores. So my buddy, the Mike Marzarella, and this other kid, whose name sounded like Marzarella, they bet on a hockey game that already happened and won. The guy didn't know. The guy couldn't figure it out. He just looked at all the scores, didn't realize the one game had happened already.
Right.
All right. So the first week they just bet the same on everything. So now they know they can get away with it. Here's what these idiots do. Okay, they were betting the most they would bet is a time is $5. A time is $5. A dime, that's $1,000. The difference between small time and big time, it's a big leap between time and dime. So the word T, the letter T goes to D. It's a big difference. So we were betting 40 timers, which is $200. That eventually got the dimes, which was 40 dimes or 40 grand. That's a big deal. So he put 10 dimes on a couple of games, and then out of nowhere, 10 grand on the Canuck game. Like a guy from Jersey. Well, you're an expert on the Canucks. But here's the thing: the bookie's so busy. 3 weeks in a row, they get away with it. So finally, he goes, "What the fuck is going on here? These two assholes know a lot about the fucking one hockey." And they start looking, and they realize he sees the game, and he goes, "These motherfuckers, they would not try to do that because this was an intimidating guy. That's the only thing that a bookie is not a bookie unless you really are scared of him. Because my buddies would try to have these kids went to Montclair State, they'd try to become bookies, and the football team would bet with them. And then they lose money, and they go to my buddy, we're just not paying you. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Beat us up, we'll have you arrested, or we'll kick your ass. So if you have real juice behind you, which this guy apparently did, you were scared, and you paid the guy. Like John Gotti would lose. John Gotti was a degenerate gambler. While he was the head of the Gambino family, John Gotti owed bookies a bunch of money. So to me, the scariest guy in the world wasn't John Gotti. It was ever the bookie was. What bookie's making Gotti pay? He was scared enough to pay. So isn't that guy the toughest guy? If you don't want, if you're not afraid of the guy, you don't have to pay him. The gambling keeps some sort of honor in it, I guess. So he figured that they bet $10,000 instead of $200.
But truthfully,
that's the gap. That's the gap. But so and then
it's the bookie's fault. You know what I mean? He should have paid them because he was stupid enough to fucking.
He did 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But then he came back the last week.
Yeah, but still, it's still his fucking fault. He should know better.
Well, I know it's his fault.
Yeah.
But then he figured it out. But these kids could have done it. They'd still be doing it today if they would just bet 200. Just win the game. The difference was literally $200 and $10,000. Like what the fuck? Whatever.
I had a friend that did a similar thing with online betting, where he figured out that the radio feed was about, I don't know, there was like a 3-second difference.
Oh God!
Between the radio and the television feed, and this online betting site that he would go on would allow you to bet if it was going to be a pass or a run.
Right.
So
that's degenerate gambling.
Yeah. So as soon as they would go hike, boom, the quarterback drops, like he would go fucking pass.
That's
no
right.
kidding.
That's
fucking
right.
pass, and he would and then they would catch him when he would get up. When he would get up to I think somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 up, they would figure it out and kick him off. And then he was opening accounts in all different friends of his names.
Well, that makes sense. You could do it that way, I guess.
Wall Street
he had
guys
it going
did
for
that.
a while.
Wall Street guys did that They got busted last year. They ran a line, a special line, and it was worth it to them because they made so much money. A direct line from Chicago to New York City for the futures market, and they got it 1/100th of a second faster from the landline than the satellite. And they made billions of dollars.
Really?
And the government told them they can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It has to be even.
My friend was low end at $30,000 up. He got completely kicked off this guy's site, and the guy threatened I'm going to arrest you or something.
But could you imagine?
But how do you
can't arrest him?
You're doing gambling online. You're not going to get arrested.
Can you imagine the government saying to those guys, "Listen, sorry guys, you're going to have to keep the $6 billion. That's it. Yeah, we're shutting it down at $6 billion." What a scam! That's great. Well, listen, casinos are privately owned places. They could kick you out. Like if you're too good, if you're a card counter. This happened to Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck
saw Rain Man.
Yeah, Ben Affleck is supposedly Ben Affleck is supposedly that good.
Really?
Yeah, he can count cards. And he won $700,000 playing blackjack at the Hard Rock in Vegas, and they kicked him out. And people go, "Well, it's not fair." He's just no, it's a private place. Get the fuck out! You're too good.
They did it. Greg Maddox is that good. Greg Maddox counts cards, and they kicked him out.
Yeah, well, you say to Ben Affleck, you go, Ben Affleck, listen, Greg Maddox and Ben Affleck, sit down, make room for Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley. We like that. Mr. Affleck, Mr. Affleck, yes, Mr. Maddox, yeah, okay, you're in Mr. Jordan and Mr. Barkley seats. Where are our seats? In Los Angeles. Don't you have to have to ruin the Batman franchise?
Barkley would stand on 11. Don't know hit.
Yeah, he was a dumb guy.
Yeah.
Split kings.
The round mound,
split aces. I want to kill people when they do that.
Michael Jordan.
Well, split aces you do.
Yeah, you do.
But kings, I'll kill you if you fucking do that.
No, split aces. Yeah, no, yeah.
You split aces,
oh my God,
yes, but you don't split kings.
I hate when people don't. I'm shaking.
You get another ace, and you're like, "Fuck that one, I'm going too."
Yeah, no, I love myself shaking. It's like I have 8 aces. I know. I'm going for 21 aces. That was another thing, Stuttering John. Stuttering John was one of those assholes who thought he knew everything about gambling, and when we were in Vegas, he would get mad at people he would yell when a woman didn't know what she was doing. He was something obnoxious. And as a real gambler, I'm like, let her do what she wants, asshole. It's all about luck. It's about luck anyway. What the fuck are we doing here? Let a man to do it. Because that's the politically correct world we're in, like softball games with chicks. No, give Antoinette a 4th strike. Okay. I'm going home. Why am I here? Why'd I get up? To give Antoinette a fourth strike? No.
How about a fourth finger?
Yeah, fuck her.
I had a friend who would, when he would gamble, he had a little fucking thing that was like with telling you what to do in every scenario on like a fucking car. I'm like, you're forgetting that the person next to you is fucking staying on, you know.
Yeah, Sam Simon had that.
It doesn't work if someone next to you is stupid and they're not playing like you're playing.
Yeah, right. Sam Simon had one of those things. I said, Sam, what does it say every time you look down at it? You have back-end money in The Simpsons? You created The Simpsons. That's what it says here. I created The Simpsons, so I'm just going to stay. Fucker. Look at that bald head on that guy. Anyway. There's the guy right to the left of the ball. She looks like he's a crystal meth addict, that guy. Look at his hair. He looks like he just got up.
Yeah.
Look at that guy right there.
The second guy in?
Yeah, I just got raped.
Whoa.
He looks like he talks flimsy, that guy. I bet he just got raped by Don Lemon.
Oh,
Don Lemon just had his way with me.
And he's got a gap in his teeth.
I
Look
know.
at that.
That's Anderson Cooper, likes all those men like that. All right. We have to put on this new. I have to put on the new 600-pound.
Oh, I'm dying to see this.
Okay. We watched Lupo, who was an enormous Mexican woman, and I watched the. I'll give a little preview to Bob. The Lupo, and her husband's name is Gilbert, and he met her online, and you'll just see what she looks like. Wait a minute.
He met her online and he stayed.
Much different than, what was her name? Little Lupe? Lupe?
Yeah, very different. Little Lupe. This is Big Lupe.
Big Lupo.
Okay, that's Penny. That's what we're going to go with, but no. Wait, I'll let Bob see Lupe for a bit.
All right, let me see this.
And,
oh, shit.
God, what was that?
Oh,
that was a manatee.
What was that hanging off her leg?
This is Gilbert. He has to walk 3 miles because they don't have no car to bring her food. She's laying in a bed like an orca.
That's like a snack.
Yeah,
that looks like me at a road gig where I didn't rent the car.
But wait, watch the rainbow at the end of the tunnel. Look at that.
Oh my god!
Look at the side of her.
Holy shit! Her chin is bigger than her head.
He's making steak with butter.
Oh, that looks delicious.
This is her getting ready to weigh in. Watch the exercise. You ready? He hands her those green things.
Oh,
watch this. This is doing a lot. This is doing a lot.
She's gonna have to eat it.
Dude, the steaks weigh more than each steak.
Did you see what she's doing?
What was that?
Did you see what she
After
was
dinner,
Shortly
Lupe
after dinner.
discovered that
He's
Gilbert
flirting.
is flirting
He's
with women on
flirting.
social media and trying to meet up with them. All skinnier ladies.
Listen to what Gilbert says.
So disrespectful, it irks me.
They're sending scriptures out with no pictures of me and just of God and the news and stuff like that. Grab anyone on the camera that can send that message out.
She can't even breathe.
Word out. I'm upset because I added a chick on there.
If you're spreading God's word, why would I go?
He's spreading God's word. He's spreading God's legs.
Come on, Gilbert. If there's someone you want to reach out to, and if it's a woman, have your wife do it. It's called respect because you're married.
Have your 600-pound wife do it.
Sometimes I feel like I'm out looking for affection sometimes because I don't get it from you.
I don't get it from you.
She would kill you if she gave you affection.
Yeah.
I guess my struggle is chicks and
his addiction is chicks.
I'm not gonna just change overnight.
He's the Don Juan.
Just like
his addiction is chicks.
That's so disrespectful, Just because I'm fat and I don't deserve less,
Just because you're fat, you have to have less.
I met you.
That's what the doctor's saying. You're fat, so you need less.
Imagine the shit stain on that bed.
No, you have no idea, dude. Your way. You see the beginning. She has a shit urine rag.
No.
That he has to pull out in the car.
Oh god.
And I think they should merchandise. She should sign those. On the website, so it's Lupe's shit urine rag with a DNA sampling to make sure you know it's her shit urine.
Are they in a hotel?
A motel because they're next to the hospital.
Okay, because I can see the air conditioning.
And I saw where they are now, and she's going to be the Mexican Wall.
Trump just saved
Trump is going to
$2 million.
And Mexicans going to pay for her.
That's what we do. We get everyone from the 600-pound show.
Well, she's Mexican, and the Mexicans. It's the price of the wall is just what steak and butter.
Yeah. Well, she faces towards Mexico then.
And Lupe has to, and Gilbert has to, cook it.
Holy shit!
Okay, that's the opening act. What's wrong? Penny's a white chick. Now Penny is an asshole.
Penny.
And the best thing about Penny is her husband. Now I'm just going to show you Penny's husband. I have it on my phone. I'm going to make this a screensaver to make me feel better. This is going to be my new screensaver. Because honestly, I feel like Brad Pitt. Wait a minute. This is... okay. This is Penny's husband.
What the fuck?
He looks like Dilbert in the comic strip.
He does.
Wait till you hear the abuse she gives him. He has to go out. The shopping list she gets sent out with every morning is astonishing. Astonishing. And the look on his face is like he's just going to spray them all with bullets.
What he did? That's a car?
Yeah, that's a car. She got pushed into the
Lupe.
car. Yeah, and there's a doctor, an Indian doctor, not woo woo dot head. And he goes he fails every case. He's the worst doctor ever. Every case dies. He goes. He's surprised these people don't stick to a diet plan he gives them.
They can't lose their weight because they're going to die anyway. Because
well, watch Penny. You're going to want to kill her. She has those Michelin Man legs. Well, watch this. Those things you were talking about, the rolls on her legs, like they cover the fat covered her ankles. Yeah. This chick is the hottest chick ever on the show. She had abs.
How did she make the show?
Well, because you saw her before.
Wasn't that bad?
No, compared to Lupe.
Well, she was the only one.
Well, watch Penny. Okay.
Oh my
Every
God!
time I had a problem, it's a pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds.
She's an emotional
I
leader.
just kept going. I let food be the way that
the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God!
Look at her ankles.
Look at her feet.
That's in a house in Maryland.
Sometimes it feels like I'm dead. Like that I'm not alive.
Jesus, was that a hearse?
Oh no! Oh God! Look at that! Are they cutting off the fat?
I'm always amazed these are hit shows because they make me nauseous.
Let me tell you something. I feel so good about myself.
I feel disgusting.
That was not a fucking penny.
I'm going to show this chick. If I get another hot chick to live with me, I'm going to show her the show and say, listen, how's your 280-pound life going?
Who was the comedian who had the joke? He goes, I just watched The Elephant Man followed by Mask, so I'm feeling pretty attractive. Who was that?
I don't know.
That's how I feel watching this. You feel good.
No, that's what I mean. Especially look at this guy. Look at her husband.
I don't know what else to do.
Kill yourself.
She thought she weighed 340. She thought she lost 340 pounds. She gained 5.
She thought she lost. Well, she got a
There comes a time
you can mix
you
that
make
up.
yourself a prisoner.
The dynamic here is what the husband
You have to
is.
do everything you can to break.
What he does for her. Watch how his morning starts. The husband. What he has to do. He has to push her Michelin Man ass over. She starts yelling for him.
Gotta
You ever been to Elkton, Maryland? Oh, is that a shitty town?
There you go.
This is what's. Oh my God! What is that? Right? She has 6 asses.
Holy shit!
All right, I'm gonna rewind this.
Wait a minute.
I'm just gonna watch
I
you.
guess
Watch. Just guys, just watch. Okay, watch what he does. Watch him push her over. He does this every morning.
When you become as heavy as
I can't find her ass.
Dude,
Which
the
one's
best
her ass?
is they're blurring up there, and I thought that was the ass down
Yeah.
low, but it's not.
Let's try to find the ass.
You know, you actually
can't tell.
You don't know where to blur.
Holy shit!
Look
Okay,
at
look. Look at him looking at her. Look at him looking at her.
She had fat on her kneecap.
Wait, just listen to a little bit of this.
I don't know where to blur.
He really did.
She don't hear. Listen to what she just said. I don't
thought
feel
that
good.
was her ass.
Okay, now wait a minute. You can't miss any of this. You're missing some of this. All right, again, watch the guy. He's the money. He's the money. He's the money.
He hasn't said a word.
Okay, he changes her shit rag and pushes that fat over. All right, that's the first thing he does in the morning. The next thing he does is he watches that happen. He watches that happen.
The shit blanket.
And then he changes the urine and listens to her bullshit. This cunt talk. Okay, she goes, I don't feel good. I wonder why.
She pissed a gallon.
Okay, and now seconds after that, he's bringing in tater tots and mayonnaise and French fries and lays it on her stomach. Look at her ankles.
Hey, Ed, I need a paper towel.
Okay, stop right there.
She's gonna eat that too.
Stop right there.
Oh no!
Stop right there. If you're Ed and you hear the sentence, I need a paper towel, what could that mean? Like in your head, what the realm of shit that could mean.
I would.
Like, what do you need to pay? Like, some tartar sauce is in my cunt.
I would have just brought it up. I would have.
Okay, Ed, I need you to scrape it out. What could I need a paper towel mean? It could mean 2 million things, and Ed has to go do it.
I would
Ed,
Artie, remember how you said when you got the Stern job, they just, that was your thing?
Yeah.
I think this is your second thing. It's
Joe,
making fun of this show.
In the
He's so
middle of
good
the
at
night,
it.
he'll be laughing hysterically, and I'll wake up and I can hear the music from the show.
This is the funniest show ever. And I'm telling you what, when the doctor gives him good news, I hate it. I turn it off. I fast forward if he gives me
Artie
good news.
has the soundtrack in the car.
And he goes, Dan, he'll yell, Dan, you have to see this. You have to see this.
I have to
Call
have
your
it.
reps tomorrow. Say, set up a meeting. I bring in an episode of my
It's called My 600 Pound
It's called Artie and My 600
How about
Pound
this?
Life. That's the show.
Mystery Science Theater 600. That's my pitch. Mystery Science Theater 600. What's 600? It's pounds.
What if you became a trillionaire that we just started streaming video of you watching that?
This is why
and
look,
talking back.
Like people like Daniel Tosh and everything. He's a talented guy, but it's not. It's easy. Like you make fun of shit on the internet. I mean, this is the tip. You know how easy it is to be funny like this. This is an iceberg ball coming in. This is like hitting the iceberg. We're the Titanic. We're the funny. We hit the iceberg. It's simple.
It's like the worst thing you could say in a pitch meeting is,
yeah.
Who's not watching this? I mean, it's the greatest. I used to have you go into these pitch meetings. I'm like, dude, never say that again in a meeting. Who's not watching this? This is the greatest show ever. We just pitched the greatest show ever. I go, shut the fuck up, dude.
Well, Peter Principalo would say, just mix two shows that are hits. Like they want, it's like whatever. So I go, okay, and I go, okay, it's Cheers meets Match.
How about my 600-pound agent?
Yeah. Well, that would
an
be.
episode.
Unfortunately, he created that.
5 pounds.
Look at her. Look at her. And she knows everything. She thinks she's funny. She was Janine Garofalo at one point.
Oh, she was cute when she was 5.
She was a young
Well, that's
Pete
the thing.
Rose.
That's why I feel sorry for her. She just got disgusting.
That's so. Which one is she?
And Elkin, Maryland is, right?
Oh, it's white trash.
dude.
White trash.
Well, that's what lives here.
It's that city when you're in Baltimore. If you just say it on stage, it kills.
Right.
What are you from, Elkton?
Well, look at her. She's like a food chipper.
Ugh.
She's like a food chipper. Like he just shoveled against 600-pound sub. He just shoves it in the room. Like,
Wait, they got a kid too?
Yeah, the kid is. I think
my God.
The kid, something happened to the kid. He's retarded. I think.
Yeah, I think she ate him.
She goes, I help with my kid. The only way she could do that is if the kid goes near her.
Yeah.
What's her sad reason for being a food addict?
Did she
Like,
just
does she
put,
have a sad
She
reason?
just put her sweat.
Yeah, her husband beat her father beat her mother.
Hey, she just put her sweat on his hair.
You have
and
no
moved it.
idea. Well, you have no idea what happens with this kid. And look at him. Okay, now he's got to take her to school. He's got to take the kid to school. She shovels food in her mouth.
Online.
Look at him.
I gotta hear this guy.
He takes her to he takes the kid to Taekwondo.
He looks like a
Look at him.
mole.
Look at him.
He looks like a human mole.
I know he does. He looks like the mayor of Elkin.
She's a great mom. But
That's her sister.
What's it? Punxsutawney Pete? What's it?
They always have a sister who cries. I could tell her not to eat, but then what? Yeah, then what? Someone's got to bring her the food. He's taking the kid to Taekwondo. She's shoveling a pie in her
A
mouth.
chicken pot pie.
Yeah, that's the father who beat up the mother. If the mother was like her, how do you not beat her up?
Is the mom alive?
Oh, God.
No, I think you beat her to death. I think, she ate her. Now, look, she was sort of not fat there.
Kind of cute when she's
fuckable
young.
there.
Wow.
Probably stinks, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's starting to
here it coming.
happen.
It's growing.
We had to go through. It's not always her fault.
Oh, look, another sister crying.
She started feathering her mullet. We knew.
And the other thing is, they always have, siblings who
Holy
are
shit.
enormous too. Here's how they met. Here's a love story.
Started dating. She was about 450 pounds.
She was 450 pounds when they started dating.
Not bad.
You think he has self-esteem issues, this guy?
460. She's ugly. 450. She's
Guess where they met?
At a buffet.
A restaurant.
Yeah, see?
Buffet.
That's what he said. A restaurant.
It was love at first bite.
No. Look at her ankles. Look at her ankles. I think in Elkin they have a find your ankles contest.
Trying to do my Johnny Cars.
Bob, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I
3
liked
more months of incest if you could find it.
I like that one.
I won the find your ankles contest. Oh, here's the cream. Wait a minute. Okay, no, wait.
That's
Okay, listen,
Vaseline.
wait 1 second, guys. Okay, you have to shut up. You have to stop. Because you have to stop. Because the single, Dan, do you know what I'm going to? You know what's going to happen?
I know exactly what you're going for.
You have to pay attention. The single most disgusting thing a breathing creature has ever done is on television. And it's about to happen. And it's not even, okay. It's not even the thing that happens. It's how he reacts to it. Okay. It's how nonchalant he is about it. It's how matter of fact. It's another day in Elkin.
Not that again.
All right. Just watch closely when she rolls over.
Okay.
And is like spreading eagle like this. What she does with her hand.
Oh, no.
And what she says. There's going to be a subtitle.
Okay.
And how just he reacts to it. After he puts the cream on her Michelin Man ass.
Oh, my God.
He puts the cream on her Michelin Man ass. She turns back over. You really have to listen. Okay.
Okay.
Many years now since we've actually slept in the same bed.
Right there is that smell.
Right now, I'm a full-time caregiver, so I can't go out.
Right there is where it's sore. Watch her. Watch it again. Watch her picking at whatever she's picking
So I
at.
can't go out.
She's picking at her twat. And right there is where it's sore. Look at the look on her face. After the cream
she
is
had Leo,
and he just is standing there.
taking the weight off.
Here we go. Here we go.
A relationship extreme. It's been many years.
By the way, he said it's putting a strand in the relationship.
Slept
But here we go.
in
Look
the
at her
same
face.
bed.
Look at her face.
Right there is that smell.
Right now, I'm a full-time caregiver. So
I can't. Like that's going to make me lose weight. When I go for another sandwich, I think of her doing that. Okay, here's the shopping list.
That's a list for
She's got
shopping?
she's got a laptop out. The first thing is vanilla cake mix. The first thing on the list is vanilla cake mix.
Is she shooting up the vanilla?
No. She's giving herself insulin because she's a diabetic. As she's giving herself insulin, she says, "I want the devil's food cake, the chocolate." Look at the list. It's like his SATs. It's on her laptop.
Then I could lose her.
He says he could lose her. You'll never lose her. You can see her from a mile away.
I can see it from Georgia.
He says it's hard to think I could lose her. If she ever dies, dude, you and your kid should start a parade in the fucking middle of Elkin. Ya, the fucking witch is dead.
He
Here
does
he is.
have the same leather jacket that Bob has on right now.
I don't have a leather jacket on set.
Yeah, Bob, Deptford is the same thing. Deptford and Elkin, same thing.
Hey, please.
All right.
I own it.
Okay, look at those groceries. We're paying for this, by the way. He doesn't work. This is all tax money.
And who's this bitch?
Okay, now
It's the sister.
think of his day so far. Let's just stop and rewind. It's 10 a.m.
It's feeding Fatty.
It's 10 a.m. Okay, he wakes up, her screaming that she just peed. He goes in, he pushes her over. He does that with the fucking Michelin Man ass.
His morning
He
is...
changes her shit rag, gives her a new one. Pushes her over again. Changes the bedpan, gives her a new one. Brings in fried tater tots and fries. Then goes back to... Then she needs a paper towel. Brings that in.
With mayonnaise and ketchup.
Cleans that up. Pushes her over again. Puts cream on her ass. Puts her down again. That's where it's sore, right there.
Woke up, got
puts
out of
cream.
bed, make
Right.
sure the bitch
And
was fed.
then the kid comes in with the
poor kid
with the big cranium and the glasses.
The poor kid.
And he has to get him to Taekwondo, then to school, then the vanilla cake mix. Then they have a pitch meeting where she pitches stuff for the food. It's like a sketch meeting. I'm pitching vanilla cake mix.
Look at the table.
He's got 4 pages of stuff to buy at the supermarket. And he's got that look on, that leather jacket and the glasses. And he has to take pictures of the kid doing Taekwondo to bring to her because she can't ever see the kid otherwise. And she's barking out orders the entire time. We're going to have him on the podcast.
I would just like the house
We're going to have
on
him
fire.
we're going to have him on the podcast.
Would you like the house on fire?
I would just
truthfully?
drive to a bridge and kick her out of the thing.
And what, a truck?
She'd probably survive, though.
Yeah.
Imagine she falls on 8 people and she survives. Imagine that you're on Oprah. This guy's on Oprah. And the wife fell on 8 people. That's why I was crying.
Thank God this one guy had a meatball sandwich in his pocket and
Yeah.
survives.
How many people? Look at her. She had no ankles.
She had no, her feet look like baby, like fins.
Imagine how dirty her elbows are.
Yeah.
Because they're pushed inside her like a balloon knot.
She's not a penny. She's a fucking loony.
She's a nickel.
I'm amazed. I have a overweight friend, and usually they're
This fat.
He weighs probably 500, but like,
why don't you bring him here so Artie can have fun?
You would have so much fun with this guy.
Well, I don't want to do it in front of him.
But from his knees to his ankles are just purple. from no circulation. How are hers not?
I know she's actually pretty healthy.
Yeah, her skin's not all this color.
Yeah, she's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars.
I'm telling you right
next
now,
year,
I'm telling you right now, right after. How about sitting on the bed with the stars? Laying in bed with stars.
You just added her to any show.
Crushing the stars.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm the star. Can we judge me and Penny? Who stinks more?
We just wheel her in.
No, yeah. I'm just saying, guys, here's what you do.
Okay.
Right after you watch this, immediately look in the mirror.
Oh, God.
I'm going to make him my screensaver. And how could chicks, I'll show him the chicks. Now look at me. Now look at you. Now look at me. No, Joe, really. Look at him and then look at me real quick. All right? Look at him. All right?
Yeah.
How great
incredible. I almost kissed you, Artie. I'm not gay. I swear to God.
If I see a hot chick in the bar, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to walk up. I'm going to walk up to her, and I'm going to put this right in her face, and she's going to go, what? And then I'm going to go like this.
I wish you guys could see what he just did.
I'm going to show the chick this guy, and she's going to go, why is that in my face? I'm going to go like this.
He just moves it
in slow motion, like looking through flowers or something. And what is David Beckham doing in the bar?
Can I see that, Artie?
Look at him! Look at him!
Oh my God.
Now look at me.
Oh God! I got pre-com.
Yeah, look at him. Now look at me.
He's so ugly that she could do better.
How about one scene is her sister's going, you got to get rid of him.
Yeah. This guy's keeping you down.
There is this. If you watch this show, the fact that this woman should get down on, well, she can't do that. This woman in her dream should get down on her knees. And this guy in her life, right there, he doesn't do anything.
Right.
It's like you with me.
Oh, God.
Honestly.
I can't believe all the food that's on the table. That's one meal, probably, right?
Well, no, it's so funny when he's looking over. It's multiple papers, the food list, and he's got that down to a T. He's got he's leaning on the garbage can, the cart, and the first thing is vanilla cake mix.
I love that. Is there anything gluten free on that kitchen table?
Right, okay, I'm going to show you the most disgusting thing.
Oh no!
Dan, you know the latex glove with the soy sauce, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I'm going to show him that latex glove with the soy sauce.
With the
What?
Oh, no.
Okay, they moved to Maryland. He puts her in a car. Okay, watch. He almost eats the house here. Watch. I think she's eating the house here.
Jesus.
Watch this. He puts her in a car. They have to drive 2,100 miles with her in the back of the car.
Oh my God, she's laid out.
They put her in the back. Now he's driving. They stop for lunch in 8 minutes.
They get 1 mile a gallon.
She's praying. She's praying. He's praying. She's praying.
Please don't fit her in the house.
Right, okay. She can't fit out of the house. There's the entire street is blocked off with trucks. When she wants to leave the house, 8 guys have to put on orange vests.
You know how much that costs the taxpayers?
I know, you're right. Okay, this guy says here, here's where he goes, I have a plan. And then I think a running theme in his life is after he says, I have a plan, a lot of people stop listening. All right, wait, okay. Watch when she gets up.
All right.
It looks like she's about to eat. She can't fit through the door. She's going to eat it so it's bigger. Watch. Watch.
Oh.
She was trying to eat the door.
I can get it wider.
She can't. Look at him. He's carrying the back.
What is that, the mattress?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Listen to the plan. He gives the plan.
Oh, my God.
He gives the plan. Look at her elbows. Okay, he goes, this is where he goes, I have here's my plan. And everybody looks away. His entire life, he goes, here's my plan. Bye. Bye, Edgar. Penny and Edgar.
Who specialize in patients of her size.
The doctor. Look, she goes, we're packing up.
You have to be in the vehicles in like no time.
Look at the size of her bed.
Actually on the hospital mattress.
He fucked her.
Is the first one that's willing to
he is so heterosexual. That's one heterosexual guy, man.
Did you mention that she's on oxygen too? Like she's got oxygen hooked up.
Look at her ass. Look at her. Look at her. Look at him.
To sleep overnight or anything.
You imagine the living hell of his life. He goes, once she gets in the car, we can't really stop. So I got to drive the whole way.
Look at a kid playing with her 4 chins. Look at this. This is fucking disgusting.
How about when this kid gets old enough to realize what the deal is?
Does he mean like the brakes won't work because she's so fat?
No.
That's why he can't stop.
She can't get out of it.
I'm just kidding.
Can't get out of it. Well, that too. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We have no brakes because of her weight.
Yeah, and he has to deal with it.
Won't
He has
stop.
no breaking point. Like, imagine when this guy blows. Like when he lets out the anger.
No. And later into that.
All right, wait. When he says, "Here's my plan," I love it. Let's watch him say, "Here's my plan."
Okay.
Because I just don't think
So
anyone
we can't really
cares.
stop anywhere to sleep overnight or anything.
What can we say besides goodbye?
You're fat.
See you later.
Don't eat me, mommy.
Here we go.
Here's our plan.
Here's my plan.
Up to that. And to come out and later into that.
You know what's great? It sounds exactly like when you're like moving and you got like the couch and you can't
No,
fit it
that's
in
something
the
you
fucking
say when
U-Haul.
you're fucking moving a boat somewhere.
Or no, like furniture's always that guy is like, dude, we gotta flip it, and we gotta do this, and it's gonna fit right in there with the kitchen table.
Here's my plan.
Here's my plan.
We got to move, and then people are like, "You talking about your wife?" Yeah.
Why don't we just drag the house?
Here's what he just said. Here's my plan. We're gonna load her into this, but first we got to load her into this. But here's the thing: while she's getting loaded into this, I got to get the mattress, put it into this, and these people are like, "Okay, yeah."
And make sure you feed her in between.
Yeah, she needs food.
things.
She needs food every
2 steps.
Every move.
Every 10 feet. She needs food.
She needs fried fucking tater tots.
She's on the 10-foot diet.
10-foot diet.
She's every 10 feet. How about this? And later in the show, she goes, "We're out of all 3 cereals."
Oh God.
Look at them backing up. Look at this. Oh. Look at them.
How?
Look at these people.
You have to take the house apart. You have to take
Well,
the
that's what
wall
they
out.
were doing. That's why she was trying to eat the house.
Yeah.
Well, I think she was trying to be nice and eating the door bigger. Look at the size of that thing.
There might have been a crumb on the door.
Okay, ready?
Do they ever take the butter off the steaks and
Watch this.
put them on her door jams?
Eat the door.
You're right, Bob. She found a piece of shrapnel of the pie.
Yeah, on the fucking door.
He's working like it's fucking the 4th of July. And
That's hazardous material. You see that shit right there? That can kill somebody.
What
What
can?
they're throwing out, that bed. That
No,
they-
I know. You know why? Because shit gets septic. It gets toxic in your ass.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come out, because these people get constipated.
You know you're fat when the fire company has to come and help you.
I
get
said
your
every
card. You
time
said that.
every time she wants to leave the house, 8 guys have to put on yellow
But they
vests.
block the street. They block the street.
Who? Penny wants to get up? Yeah, you got my yellow vest.
They have to lock down the street like they're shooting a movie with Obama.
No, it's like
Here's her praying.
there's a live shooter.
Here's her praying.
Family of a child who wants his mother.
Look at him.
The one. who
Please kill me.
Yeah.
this journey safely for all of us. Heavenly Father, thank you. Amen.
Okay, watch what she says when they get lunch. Again, this is the best show of all time.
At this point, her health
Ready?
is just getting worse and worse.
They stop to get lunch 8 minutes after the ride.
It comes down to if Penny chooses, it's just gonna live or die.
Cried at nights about it.
I cry at nights about it.
If she continues in this fashion, she could die.
Yeah, there's a revelation, dickhead.
Need to do a quick pit stop.
But I'm no doctor.
There we go.
Creamy chicken sandwich,
Listen.
crispy or grilled? Grilled.
Crispy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Make it crispy.
Don't piss her off.
He said grilled.
A little bit of lunch. We all needed it so bad.
A little bit of
What'd
lunch.
she say?
A little bit of lunch. We all needed it so bad.
Did you ever see that scene in Diner where the guy says he's going to eat the whole
Yeah,
left
yeah,
side of the
hold-
menu?
hold
He
on,
goes, Does that include the club sandwich? Yeah, it's good the club sandwich.
No, that is
I
amazing.
love that line.
That is amazing. They shouldn't have made any more Diner. Like, that's what we in Beer League, we tried to, like, pay homage to that. But
Oh, you did?
Yeah, well, we did a Diner scene.
I don't think a lot of people know that movie.
Oh, God, it's great.
I love
God,
it.
It's so good.
The whole left side of the menu.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? The fat guy. He had a nickname. In that
You know what?
movie. I don't
forget.
remember.
I forget, but it was great. They're all great. And Mickey Rourke's great in it. I'm trying to think. What's the one other great part I want to show you? Oh wait, when they weigh her, when she get okay, you got every. You know what, guys? You just have to. It's the best show ever.
I see it at night, but I can't. It makes me sick. Like,
Yeah, I get
vomit.
nauseous.
See, I get
My
the-
mother-in-law loves this show.
I can't eat during it. and if it's about a black woman, for some reason I don't care.
No.
I swear to God, I don't like it as much.
There's that doctor again. That same.
No, well,
doctor.
he's in every one of them.
He's the guy,
and every one of his patients dies.
That's the hook.
That's the fact.
Dan said something so brilliant. Dan said this show. You know why this show is interesting? Because it's about the worst doctor of all time. Every one of these people dies.
They die.
Well, but what is he gonna do? It's like at least he takes on tough cases.
You got to do the right thing from the beginning. She starts gaining weight, you break her fucking jaw.
Yeah.
Like Ali.
I think they tried that.
Or Ken Norton with Ali. What was that?
Yeah. Well,
Who broke Ali's jaw?
Frazier did.
Frazier?
Yeah.
That's right. It wasn't Ken Norton.
The best left hook ever thrown. He fucking lifts Ali off his feet.
Here's the
Here we go. Here's the Indian doctor.
Hi, I'm about to kill you.
Not woo woo dot. Dr. Noarton. Penny, how are you? Yeah. Listen, Penny, I didn't anticipate this. I'm going to try to stick my head in the blender and hit puree.
You are sacred in my country.
I just got over Lupe.
You are sacred in my country.
You're a huge mountaintop.
Leave. Bob, you should just leave.
You ready? Here we go.
That's your closer.
I know.
Wait, here we go.
Look at how she has to hold
Look
on.
at her forearms. Okay, wait, when you see what they weigh her in, she looks like an enormous flounder.
What do they weigh her on?
Well, watch what they do. They have to pick her up.
No.
Look at him. She's very big. He goes, she's very big.
She'll keep her.
He says, obese body fat is 35. Morbidly obese is 40. She's 80%. Watch this guy. Get ready. Look at her.
This is the largest.
Oh my God.
They lifted her in the air with a crane.
She's only 530 pounds.
Well, she weighs fucking 2 feet. She's 2 feet tall.
Oh, she's really short. Because I was gonna say she looks like she weighs about 900 pounds.
Look. She's in an enclosure. What is she in, guys? She's in a hammock.
She's in a hammock.
It's basically.
Look at the black people.
That looks like what a stork delivered a baby.
It's like when
it's
like one of those whales gets stuck on a sandbar.
That's how they pick them up.
A crane has to lift it up.
Right. Yes. Look at the black people going. This is the only white person. We're glad we're not white. Like this is the only time we'd rather get harassed by a cop. We don't want to be her.
You couldn't shoot her with a bullet in the stomach and kill her.
What would it take to get through that the fat on her calves? And when's the last time she saw her feet? Look at these black women. Damn, this is crazy. It's like a delivery of nothing. We have 530 pounds of nothing, of hell for Edgar.
You can't fix it.
And her attitude is terrible. It is. Just you
would date her if she had a good personality?
Well, I would say, listen, girls, it's about what's inside, which is 4 cereals.
And your husband's left hand.
It's not about what's outside. It's about what's inside, which is her cousin Nina, who's been missing.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, right. It's not about what's inside. No, it's about what's inside.
I want to see the surgery go down.
Well, again, he does it, and then even after the surgery, in other words, she actually eats through the surgery. He never sees it, but he's never seen a case.
Serious?
He reduces her stomach to the size of a pea, and she somehow gains 5 pounds.
How?
Because she shovels food in her pie hole. Hey, how about he goes like this? He goes, I got to tell you, we're feeding her a diet, and she gained weight. There's no way. He goes, she's getting food smuggled in. It's like real dramatic. He goes, I think the husband is smuggling in food. She found a way to beat the system. like it's the toughest. You got to be James fucking Bond.
It's the Mexicans. They're smuggling.
How did you beat the system? He goes to the McDonald's you have in the hospital and brings it back.
How can you fit at...
There's a McDonald's in the hospital.
Your stomach is that big.
Yeah.
How can you eat without fucking basically almost fucking dying?
Well, that's what happens. If you eat too much, you throw up. That's the whole base of it. But Dominic Barber on the Stern Show found the way to beat it. I said, well, why would you do that? Eating chocolate shakes. If you drink enough chocolate shakes, you beat it. Your stomach gets bigger, and eventually you can have
just blows
you can
it
eat
open.
a side of beef again. All right. I'm done.
I can't believe this.
We didn't get the. Well, I'm all laughed out again.
I can't fucking. I
So
can't
does she
believe
die
that.
at the end of the episode? Is that how they actually end episodes with death?
No, well, yeah. You just
She was buried in Delaware and Maryland.
on the border. She was back. You know what? The Mexican woman is the new Exxon Valdez.
And Trump called her fat. Can you believe that?
Listen, Lupe, you're going to be the new oil tanker.
Now I realize why fat comedians have such an advantage. You can just keep going. It doesn't get old.
And if you're actually really, and Ralphie May was actually really funny too.
Yeah, and
But
Panette.
Paul Panette was the walls would move with laughter.
I mean, he would do a full hour and a half all fat jokes.
I did a buffet. Rubbing his stomach the entire time. I mean, what's funnier than that? The problem is what you risk is dying with a burrito in your mouth in Sheridan in Pittsburgh.
No, I wouldn't.
He was on
Didn't he? He
was on the Oxy.
He got the thing too, right? The stumping
Yeah,
thing.
he ate through that.
He
found it was bad for his career.
No, but you see,
He's the only person who his career got worse with the stump.
a lot of people die from that when they do get that done because it changes your whole body and the way that the blood pumps and everything.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of but people.
Your heart doesn't pump the right.
I tell you though, when you first see people where it works, it's startling. But no, this woman, I think they don't show her dying. They just don't end the episode. You just never hear from her again.
That I used to be represented by. This.
It's like when my name is brought up on Stern.
Yeah. They just push her off the boat into the ocean.
They go, who? No, Lupe, we don't know what happened to her. Yeah, she just left the hospital.
I had a manager who used to represent that really fat guy that was in that movie Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
And
What happened to
then
him?
he got that surgery done, and he got like my size, never worked again.
And now he works in a
out
gas
of the
station.
business.
Now, coincidentally enough, he works in a deli.
Yeah.
You know what? How about he became the craft service guy? In a bit of terrible irony.
At Varsity Blues too.
You know what? Either way, he was always at the craft service table. His life was basically the same. He's just on the other side of the table.
Serving.
He used to eat the Fritos. Now he's giving the Fritos to more Mark Paul Gosselier.
But the thing that they're weighing her on, actually,
That was a good run. That was a good
No,
run.
they usually use that thing to move bigger equipment around the probably hospital, right?
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
We're gonna need a bigger boat, but like something like that, you would use to carry some heavy stuff around the hospital.
Plugs.
Like a truck
Yeah.
or a U-Haul.
We're gonna shot the cop in this episode.
What?
With the cop, how long was this? The cop, Blue Lives Matter.
I put that out already.
That's only 27 minutes.
But we did another 45, you and I.
Oh, we did? Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That was fun.
Oh
I
yeah.
got contact.
You guys are going to love the promo.
By Blue Lives
Yeah.
Matter. I got contact on Twitter.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going to the big dinner to try to get a parking ticket.
What? What's going on? What's happening right now?
Give her your plugs.
I can't hear him. I don't know what he's saying.
All right, this Friday, we're going to be at Pumpkin Plains, New Jersey, me and Artie, jjcomedy.com. There'll be me and Artie, and probably Joe will be on some of these dates in December. They're going to be popping up in Philadelphia, all to Jersey. We're doing an early Christmas happiness tour for the people, and we're giving them a good price for tickets and that. And also, I'll be on Red Eye on Fox on January 4th, but it airs on the 5th. So
Someone just jotted that down.
You'll see
perfectly.
me. You'll see me arrested. Oh, what are you kidding? My people will fucking.
Wait.
take
He's
it.
gonna do it on the. Okay, it's gonna air on the 5th, though. Okay, I got it. I wrote it.
I already got the information, and the nice Tom guy that hosted, he goes.
Tom, sure, I do Red Eye all the
He
time.
basically
Salute.
said you're like a Boy Scout planning ahead. You know what I mean? Because they got them all. They're gonna watch it because they're gonna see a real fucking man that's not afraid of anything on there. I'm not. Come at me, you fucking liberal cocksuckers. That's all I got to say. I'll choke you out on fucking live tape TV.
It'd be hilarious to watch.
It's going.
You
to be.
motherfuckers are like,
Oh,
what
no.
the hell's this guy?
They don't know life. They don't know life. They're gonna learn that fucking night. You come at me and see what happens.
Very special red eye.
Yeah, it's gonna
Bob Levy.
It's gonna
unleashed.
Let's call it black eye because somebody's fucking getting one that fucking night. It ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna be the only one there without glasses, trying to look smart with these smuggy cunts on it.
You should wear what you're wearing: the leather jacket and the sweatpants.
I'm fucking wearing my fucking Veterans Before Refugees shirt. I'm going in there and I will fucking outwit anybody in fucking politics or anything going on in this fucking world that they think they know.
Is this still the plug?
No, the plug's done. There'll be shit all over. There goes your fucking gig nut. You fucking see how you took yourself off a gig? You don't go against me.
I'm kidding.
This is the new me again. I don't give a fuck anymore, Joe.
You never did.
I know. I never did. I ain't gonna fucking. Hey, we got this cartoon. You think you'd be great in? It's not funny. You don't say that to him.
It sucks that Artie's not here and we're doing our plugs because that probably means people just shut the fucking episode off.
No.
Come and see Artie, Jim Norton, and Anthony Cumia and myself. We're doing a live Fixing Joe podcast at the Village Underground in New York City, Tuesday, December 13th. Tickets available on joematarese.com. It's only a $10 ticket to see all of us, so it should be fucking awesome.
That's fucking good. And Dan's going to retweet the Friday gig for me.
And my new special,
yeah, I seen it. I heard about that.
Medicated is out on CISO. Go to CISO.com. If you put the promo code Comedy Club, you get a free month subscription, and you can watch my special.
And
then
if you put in the other one, why, you get 4 months. I love you, too.
I love you, too, Bob. You're the best.
We were there from the beginning, me and him.
Started out. Bob was my manager.
That's right. I managed a lot of big shots today. Don't hear from most of them, but what are you going to do?
I still retweet. I'm your only one. We're still retweeting.
Hey, everybody's too fucking big to call Bob Levy the man that made them stars. Too bad. Go suck my dick like I give a fuck. Don't forget, Uncle Sam's Misguided Children.
Are you doing another?
Warrior Point.
You doing another plug?
I'm talking about the vets. Help them out, you cocksuckers, and stop worrying about yourself, you miserable pricks. It's not about you.
Artie, you know how we just made fun of this? When Levy does Fox's Red Eye, I think we got to record that and do an episode of us just talking about that.
Absolutely.
That show Red Eye, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Bob Levy on Red Eye.
I can't wait to be dragged off of it.
Dragged off of it. There's going to be like security guards coming in. Get that fucking fucking serious.
Hey, man, I'm going to facts are facts and live with it or fucking cry. I will eat them alive.
All right. How do we end the show, Dan? Do we just say bye, or did music already come on?
Thanks, guys.